Some years ago we understand that the level of development of circus in Portugal is more connected with traditional circus and more relation with entertainment, and we understand that we need to find the trends that are being developed at the European level. So we start working more close with international partners that are already looking for this kind of development, trying to find these new paths and bringing them to Portugal to inspire local artists.
BETA CIRCUS has been involved in finding the trends and supporting new trends since the beginning of BETA CIRCUS. So this is already the second project. We are partners with Bussola, Lodifico and Teatro Necessario. BETA CIRCUS is the main institution in the Baltic region to develop circus arts. And for us it's important not only develop already existing circus arts but also try new trends and bring them also to the Baltic region and artists so they can develop their arts and with what's happening in the circus arts scene in a European level.
For Lodifico, it's very important to work projects that support newer trends in circus art on European level because we want to keep up with the European level of performing arts. In order to develop the audience in Serbia, we need to show them what actually is the European level.
Teatro Necessario has born as a circus company in 2001. So for us it's really relevant and important to find new ways of doing circus and to discover new opportunities for the artists that are working with us or the ones that they will be working with us.
The project BETA CIRCUS grew out from the need to support new trends in circus arts. And participative art is not only a new trend in circus arts, it's something that we think in the performing arts more and more. This project, I think it is a very good example of it. I think the key is really in creating a space where people from different approaches to artistic practice can meet, find their common language and collaborate. I think that is the way that I wish we would continue to work further, creating spaces where we can have this open space of communication and experimentation which can lead to this openness also for the audience to become more participative and not only the passive spectator.
Participatory art creates spaces and find a time for strangers to meet, tell story and learn to be active together.
I'm learning that participatory arts has two meanings. One being that you take participants into your creation process, and the other being what I knew about before, which is that people interact with your performance at the moment.
For us is to create an environment where people are welcome to bring their own perspective, their own life into the table, and with that to invent something new.
I would define the participatory concept as, if I would call it more, the community arts concept, which means that you involve real people in your work.
The public can be part of the performance, can be involved as participant and not just public, just persons that are there to see something. But the next level, a participant can be part of the process, can help the artist to create something, and also sometimes some member of a community, some citizens can be part of the performance, can be on the stage, if there is any stage. In this day we call them attori mondo, we call them non-professional or local heroes. There are a lot of definitions, but the idea is that they can be in the same stage and we are aware that they are part of a specific world.
We were very expectant on how each team would be able to give themselves to the project and show their tools, the way they're used to work, their processes, and in that sense, it quite fulfilled our expectancy.
For me, it was a moment I waited for eagerly after these many inputs we got from the other times with BETA CIRCUS, so I was very much looking forward to this. I feel it is a very good challenge. I like experimental working environments, and arriving here, finding this new situation for all of us was for sure a good challenge to tackle together as a team.
I feel quite good here because I was thinking it's a bit risky to bring so many people that I don't know in one place, but risky in this good sense because we are not familiar with each other's practices, and so overall I feel quite good about it.
Because I kind of like the difference sounds from the whole thing, the whole building.
I think every experience in a sense of participatory project is very fruitful for any artist. In every project, in every process, you find something new, something that comes from the other artists. Of course, that is the most, I think, valuable in this experience and in this process. But then also the young people that came and the participants that came, they always carry something else, and they always, I mean, it always depends from their experience, their life interest, like what is now in this moment very exciting for them.
I feel that BETA CIRCUS has taught me a lot about movement, has made me more aware of my body and what I can do with it, but also some different connections between people and how they think about entering a room, feeling someone else's perspective, or potentially to see the world in a different mirror, to say.
And you just take a place like a normal class. So everybody finds the chair and walking, sit down, sit, wait shortly. Roughly speaking, create space.
The process here, I knew that it's gonna be rough in just 3 weeks to develop such a big thing, but it went quite well. I learned a lot. There's a lot of methods I learned how to deal with this project. Yes, and I'm quite satisfied now.
We think there's been a crescendo on a lot of different layers of the work that is very positive. So in the knowing of processes of one team and another team and one another, the layer of the participatory thing, what the community can bring, and how should we as a group approach those inputs. That's been growing and developing. Let's hope that in the final moments of this process, it all comes up to, you know, a big, beautiful ending.
Prima lo dice Gea, abbiamo detto, poi lo fa Andrea, poi chi c'era? Aisha, e tira fuori le penne Aisha e inizia a darle al pubblico.
I think the development of the artistic experience of BETA CIRCUS project in Italy has been quite challenging and for me quite interesting. We started with an immersive experience in Riga and in Portugal and Ilievo, learning and meeting different ways of doing participatory arts and doing circus as well. And then now it was the time in Italy to put together the ideas and arrive to a point, like an artistic production or creation. And that was the moment in which we had to collect all the energies we have, and I think it's quite challenging but also quite interesting.
So maybe we can...
It might be like they're already playing a game, so maybe it could be an easier way than setting it, because it seems like we've tried to set it twice now, and it seems always...
But then I'm pretty sure that they are going to fight even during the scene.
Ci sei?
The development of the artistic experience in BETA CIRCUS project was quite challenging to me. I mean, I think the goal of this whole project is quite ambitious, as circus and theater and participatory theater are apparently two very, very distant things, two different worlds. And so I think it's a field in which you have to invent everything from the beginning. There is nothing, you know, already tried, already ready to work on. So you have to start from zero, and that was the interesting and challenging part. Also, we needed to find a common language. That's the starting point of every artistic work. Have the possibility to speak the same language. That was the first and probably the most difficult challenge. Then, when you find a common language, you can deal with the subject you are working on.
Dai, così, mobile, mobile.
Aprite la porta e vi sedete. Uno spogliatoio di entrarci.
Ce l'hai! Dai! I piedi sono belli!
Living together with other human beings, with other artists, arriving here, let's say, with a more or less a white page, but at the same time willing to prepare something for the festival, was quite demanding, let's say, a bit stressful, but at the same time, this is the most important thing, that it allowed me, and I can say, I think, us, to grow in different layers and in different perspectives.
The artists have been a little bit blind coming into the process, which I think has been part of the special quality of them. And it's been a real amazing experience to just see and work with and tune into the different energies, personalities, characters, possibilities that have been available to us in Colorno. which in a way is the most beautiful material to discover.
It was an interesting journey. The beginning, we got lots of inputs. We met lots of very interesting people. We learned about lots of interesting projects, different ways of using participatory arts, and how the participation can come in many forms and in different stages of the project. And that was really interesting, and just the sort of scope of it, and also in a way it's a form that's developing. You know, it's like we can do more and more and more, and people are doing lots of different things. So that was really interesting. Then you've got to do it. So it's like no one takes you by the hand.
Grazie a tutti.
Tagad nemeklējam bildes, bet aizējam uz savām vietām, lai mēs redzam jūs, lai mēs saprotam, ka jūs esat savās vietās, kur mums kāds trūkst vai netrūkst.
Tad, kad jūs liksiet bildes savām...
Esat aiz savām bildēm.
Jā, paskatieties, piemēram, šeit ir liels tukšums. Tā kā vajag...
The BETA CIRCUS Participative Experience was a challenging project for us as partners because we did not know what to expect. It is hard to imagine together a participative experience and circus, because when we think about circus, we think about virtuosity, we think about years of work, we think a lot about safety issues. So that was the reason we wanted to put it together as a participative experience, to bring people more inside the circus, but also we didn't know at all what to expect. And I think while seeing the project other parts happening in other countries, it always was very, very different because it really depends on personalities. And here I really saw that there has been a real collaboration between the circus artists and the theater makers from participative art forms, but also that the audience really got engaged, and whatever bodies they have and whatever bodily capacities they have, they could still get involved in it. And I think the fact that we had such a big response from actually audience or volunteers who wanted to be part of it, and that they managed to find a common language and to find a way how to actually combine these two approaches to an art, I think that has been very, very successful, and I'm very happy about that.
The artistic development across these 3 weeks that I've been a part of this project has been quite sparse and fast. Although in the beginning it was really nice to get acquainted with everyone's practices and to also acquaint others with what I do. And from that process, we very fast reached another state that could be more understood as this state of production. And yeah, I would say that it's a type of a zip residency.
Actually,
to describe the experience, I have to use the words healing somehow. Just because I don't think I've ever had that much time to think about how the trees and nature around me might feel. And like, we have been having dialogues with trees and different places that I'm kind of going back in my childhood as well. I even have had tears in my eyes in some of the exercises, and like very surprisingly, not that I thought that it would happen. So yeah, it's somehow very healing, and it's doing something to me very subconsciously.
Don't come from a circus background at all. I'm a theater maker and an actress. So in the beginning I was a little bit like, what is this world? I don't have anything to do with this world. But then of course, because it was about the participatory arts, which is something that we as a company, as theater makers, do already since a long time, I felt very connected actually. And then I also realized, yeah, there's maybe not so much of a difference. I think working with participants is all about having trust and trying to get out of them what they think they don't have, but they do. And I think that's always the best part of it.
Just gonna try.
Šeit ir kaut kāda stop, there is a music.
Yeah, but we don't do it now. Guys,
You don't need to go too much.
Just taking over. We stay in the light, right?
Yeah.
We came to BETA Circus mostly with an idea of involving people in the act of hanging me. So I'm practicing this thing called hair hanging, where I'm hanging by my hair, and we're interested in what does that do if you give that responsibility to somebody else who is not used to that. The responsibility of having, you know, the body in height and having to be responsible for that. So we played with a bunch of different things, and Vincent created a lot of things that you've been thinking about for a very long time, and now we could finally explore that, and we wouldn't have a chance to do that before, and to have this venue, this beautiful space and all the equipment and all the support, and to be able to invite the participants into that game, and into, again, with playfulness and not with, oh God, I'm responsible for somebody's life. But to be able to invite them to that was also quite inspiring, I would say. These are ideas that you've been cooking in your head for a while, and now we really tried them and it worked.
The artistic experience of BETA Circus in Ilhavo, Portugal was almost year-long relationship in between the two collectives that were here during 3 weeks, connecting with the community living around Casa Cultura de Ilhavo and the square that was an old market, and finding the identity of the place. Collaboration in between the artists and the mentor makes more relevant the process, and together they find solutions in a very interesting way. So I think it is a positive sense, and the final result at least touch one of the key points they are finding for this project, that is the relationship with the neighborhoods that connect the square and live around, and they see shows from Planteia, the square outside of the main theater. So all these balconies that are together and all these people that share their stories was a very positive part.
Well, it was a long process because we started 1.5 years ago, and for me it was super cool because we had this time 1 year ago to be together, for us, the mentors, to share our way of working, how we understand this field of participatory arts. And it was cool because it makes you analyze your way of working, and this is amazing. And afterwards, being with a company and accompanying them in the process of thinking the project and then being here, it's very complete and long and funny as well.
We had a lot of fun presenting now the performance to the people. It was so cool to get to share the stories that we collected and to hear people making the connection between the stories and the square. And today there was even one person who we spoke with at the market who came to watch the show. She was there with her daughter. She's 92 years old, and she said that they would always remember that moment of hearing her story in the square. It was really beautiful.
The team in Portugal and all the partners connected, and also the BETA Circus consortium, we still believe that participatory circus, if not a trend, could be a very interesting tool for continue creating contemporary arts in relation with circus. And thinking not just about output but the process, and how the community can feed an artistic process, a dramaturgy, a narrative, we strongly believe that we can merge in this kind of process like contemporary dance, contemporary theater, and make circus more connected with communities all around Europe.
Ainda está escuro lá fora e eu vou de bicicleta a caminho do mercado.
Ele estava no exército, eu estava em casa.
O melhor dia são os sábados, quando estou no mercado.
Antes, Ilhavo era 80% deixei de fumar aos 11 anos.
Coloca-no dentro do bar e o povo continua a mover-se dentro do bar.
Que eram mais velhos que eu,
desesperado,
levaram-me para um quarto e a praxe me calhou.
Fiquei surpreendida. Quem é este rapaz?
Foi colocar-me 5 cigarros na boca. Amarraram-me as mãos atrás das costas e eu tive de fumar os 5 cigarros todos ao mesmo tempo.
Podia ficar congelada para sempre naquele momento.
Again, like in the previous edition of BETA Circus, we aim to support a possible new trend. So we realized that participatory methodologies could be engaged with circus arts creation. So we expect with the development of this project to inspire more people maybe not entire Europe, but more people to start connecting participatory arts methodology with circus arts creation and bringing more artists inside of this world. So with the results of the project, we aim to inspire the European circus scene to do different stuff, including participation and participatory arts methodologies in the creation.